a woman is going to give the child to the person that can provide, because who wants to raise a child in poverty? Maybe that female is doing that out of the necessity of, a baby come now, no, I really have to go, provide. I can't do it. And them say you can't. So they're basically doing you a favor, because then instead of dragging you through courts now and you can't afford anything, give it to somebody who can afford it. I know it may sound cruel, but it is what it is, right?
No, wrong. No, sir. Wrong. Straight talk. You're wrong. Wrong, bang, big X. No way. Give to wa and take wa. I mean, I have no lot in our party tonight. Wrong. You see, that straight talk, you just prove the point.
No. I'm doing you a favor. You broke another money.
The point.
I am doing you a favor. Why you want to drag it through child support court and tap the court system, sir?
Straight talk, you just prove the point why DNA is necessary. My gosh. Can you imagine people?
But all right, fine. We give it. Okay, no, we give the child. We give the child, sir. We give you the child. All right, you get what you want. We give you the child. You're broke and hungry. You cannot provide. How you gonna? What? You are dead for hungry. The picnic are dead for hungry. Me are dead for hungry. Like, hello.
So you see why you Jamaica?
Them woman, you're terrible, you know. You
That's
see
why
the
I in Jamaica.
No, sir.
But maybe straight up, maybe the guy think him can do what him can do, but the girl, some of them just greedy and want more. It can be just like him can afford 110 pounds of sugar, but she want 30 pounds. So sometimes you have to just humble. Things are straight up.
What? Straight talk.
So.
Boy, I tell you, man, we do no DNA. I tell you,
make better decisions with who you lay down with.
That's
because
true.
You see the woman them like straight talk. Them not pet powder nor nurse, Man, would have better walk with the kitten.
Good now, they sell them in the pharmacy now. So
I wonder if them can do it before the baby born.
Yes, they can, because actually I know somebody went through that same thing and they was trying to get that done before the baby was born.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Guru family, especially the man them. And people, free spirit, everyone, please thumbs up. Please give us a thumbs up. That's all we ask. Please give us a thumbs up, share, leave a comment, join the conversation. That's all we ask. Give us a thumbs up, join the conversation. That's all we ask. My goodness, people, we have to rewind that and rewind it and you see, Guru family, the man them, you see, straight talk, she not easy. You hear what she say? If you can do better and you even look on them, you get a baby. If you even glimpse them, a baby a come your way. All when time you have, what is something name again? The snip. All when time you get the snip. Free, not free spirit, but straight talk. I give you one in your kin. So, okay, can we watch the Jamaican video now?
Yes.
Straight talk. Anything else to say, Mom? Nothing else from Straight Talk. So we'll go to the Jamaican video, and they had a discussion about it. So we're gonna hear what they are saying. And remember, you can comment or you can just give us a thumbs up. We will go now to the video and listen to the Jamaicans have this discussion in Jamaica.
The child that has the emotional, that gets the emotional stress or the psychological stress, knowing at an age that the person that he would be referring to as daddy for how many years is not his real father, and also the father himself who would be taking care of that child, nurturing and everything, to find out that he is not the paternal father. And so I opined that paternity fraud, we need to just get rid of it at the beginning of everything, so it lessens the stress both on the child and the father.
Okay. All right. Nadine?
Okay, so I guess if I were to address the matter of quote unquote paternity fraud, there are two things I'd like to say. Firstly, in Jamaica, there needs to be an understanding of how this happens and the prevalence. We have no stated study that says this is the reality of it. Some years ago, if you remember, the American embassy came out and said, as it relates to Jamaica, they have found that in instances where people are applying to migrate, there are high instances of paternity fraud, and I think they gave it that name.
And I think they were saying like it's 70% was high, right?
Yes. I don't remember what they said.
70% was the number.
I don't remember the percentage. I've been looking to see what they said, but I can't find the references to that particular article that came out in the Gleaner. And that's what it was. It was an article that came out in the Gleaner. The organization that does the testing in Jamaica says that when people turn up paternity testing, where there is doubt of paternity, there is a 70% chance that the paternity is not confirmed in those cases. But that is where people have doubt, where people already recognize that there is an issue and they turn up for testing. When there is doubt, they are usually right. But we have not yet done a national study, nor have we examined the issue to understand the extent of it, to understand how we deal with it. So I would think that the first thing that we need to do as a nation is to understand the problem before we recommend a solution based on what we perceive to be the problem. We first need to do a thorough study of it. Perhaps I would have liked to hear a parliamentarian say, let us set up a commission, let us look at this issue, let us examine how Jamaicans are being impacted by it. And then from this, we make recommendations as to the best way to deal with it. No, we are sensationalizing an issue that could be of importance. We just don't know the level of importance.
In that study, Mr. Gale said, or Dr. Gale, in order to have DNA at birth, the state would have to use taxpayers' money to subsidize it. He said these tests can cost over $20,000. He said, I've advised policymakers for 12 years that these monies would achieve maximum positive results to reduce violence and paternity fraud if they gave it to the poorest mothers, the ones they fear are giving men jackets. Your comment on that, Nadine, before I go back to Mr. Clark?
Again, if you listen to that statement, to be honest, I would have liked to hear a statement that says, this is how widespread this is in Jamaica. These are the people most impacted by it.
Yep.
What we hear now is a suggestion that perhaps it's the poorest of Jamaican women that are impacted in this way, which, there are so many things wrong with those kinds of assumptions.
Yep.
And so it sounds like a socioeconomic issue. We don't know. In some cases, it sounds like women are just being deceptive and bad. We don't know. We don't know what the issue is. We know we've all heard talk about jacket in Jamaica and whose child is not whose child, and we like to whisper about it. I think if it's a serious enough issue, it should be fully brought into the public and ventilated, and we should hear a conversation that is beyond gossip and beyond the perception that, you know, this woman is bad or this woman is good or that man is fool or whatever.
Yeah.
We need to hear fully what the issue is, and then we can have a discussion that takes us beyond the cascade.
What about that statement that Mr. Clark just made in response to Simone's question, when he said it would be better to find out very early than when you reach 12 and 14? All of a sudden you hear, so this is not your father, and the father, this isn't there merit in that?
But think of what that means, Neville. When you become a father, you don't become a father upon the birth of a child. You're a father upon the announcement of pregnancy. So what does it mean, that we suspend fatherhood until birth? That is the suggestion in Parliament is problematic. It's not well thought out. It doesn't present a solution to any of the problems, because the issue is not at the moment that paternity is assigned. The issue is with trust and relationships and how men and women are navigating their intimate relationships. And what are the reasons that would lend, for example, the claim in the study, women from a lower socioeconomic background to be engaged in this practice than women who are more educated and not from a higher socioeconomic background. And so it's not as we are seeing it just now. It needs more understanding.
Yes.
We need to delve into it a little bit more.
Mr. Clark, it sounds to me like Nadine has some valid points. You know, my own questions are, you know, what is the catalyst for this in the absence of that overarching data? We know that the report that came from the embassy, but as she said, it spoke to a particular, sample, people who are already in doubt. Have we taken that and conflated it to speak to the entire society? Have we used that as a sample? Is it representative enough? So what would cause us to move to this step? And then what is this step hoping to achieve is what I'm saying. And do we have the information that we need to be able to make the kind of pronouncements that we are making?
Simone, I'm very happy for that question. The fact is that, yes, I never read a part of Dr. Gale's report. And yes, we depend heavily on persons doing studies from time to time to make our conclusion towards a matter. Also, the fact that the statistics that were sent out somewhat by the U.S. Embassy speaks to numbers, and we can't hide, we cannot hide that. Those are numbers coming from them to say that, okay, out of all the DNA testing that is required for persons filing for relatives, their offsprings, it speaks to 70% of it not being in the positive. And so we have to pay close attention to that.
But is that also a representative sample though, Mr. Clark, is what we're saying, for the entire Jamaica, right? So these are people who are looking to go abroad.
Exactly. Yes, we do understand. And each time that you do a survey, a poll, or a research, it is a marketing sample that will be used.
No, and but you don't know how the sample choose and the demographic, and it's a whole heap of other things to consider to see if the sample can be deemed representative of the nation.
That could very well be so, Simone. But my argument is that rather, I heard Nadine spoke about if you're going to put fatherhood on hold. No, you're not going to put fatherhood on hold. But rather than wait until the child is 12 or 15 years old, say to the child from before the child is even old enough to understand what is happening, that man is not your father. Because what will happen is that once the DNA test will be done, and yes, it is the government who is going to have to foot the bill. Yes, the government may have to put in the units in the different regions to make it a lot cheaper for the DNA testing to be done. Because why is it expensive now? It is expensive because it is privately done, and whosoever is doing it now is doing it for a profit. But if the government is going to be doing it as part of their responsibility to the children of Jamaica when they are born at birth, then the government will have to put in a unit. That will make it that lot cheaper. So I am saying again that rather than wait until the child is of the age where they understand what is happening, say to them by way of a DNA test, that man is not your father. It works twofold. If the father is not, if the gentleman is not the father, then we move to the next point. But if he is the father, then the responsibility of child support and being a father must also be adhered to, and that man must be held to be the father of that child.
I have a question, Sir Clark. Well, I've several, and I know Nev has.
Okay. Boy, let me just stop for a second. You see, it is a situation where the woman seems like they don't even want the DNA to be done. Imagine that. They did a study from the American embassy, and here is she asking if that was a correct representation of the nation of Jamaica. If you go to in Canada, if you go to Canada, it's the same thing. And I'm sure if you go to England, it's the same thing. So these women are firmly against DNA tests. It's like when they are pregnant, if they decide they want you to be the father, they don't want you to have no choice. They want you to be the father.
But you should be honored then. So the man should be honored then that a female want to give them a child that's not biologically theirs.
No.
Because they mean they must have something good about them.
No way. Can you imagine?
Because they don't want to seem like they're, like they're not trustworthy and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but the evidence is there. The evidence is there. And these women want to just give a man a baby and expect you to just take it. Can you imagine? And that, I'm wondering, I'm going to have to look up the statistic in the other countries of the world. Because this thing seems like it's a Jamaica problem.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Because I don't hear. I have friends from all over the world, and it's a Jamaica problem. Free spirit.
Yes.
Can you imagine? Straight talk. Me know straight talk now.
Yeah, me I hear no man, me I hear no. But the lady, she said some valuable points when she was saying, where is this the root as to where are these coming from? Why is this happening? Right?
Boyd O'Connor, love, welcome to the live. Yes, Boyd, I agree with you, Mr. O'Connor. These women, can you imagine? Can you imagine? They just want to say, you are the father, and you just take it. Can you imagine? The audacity. And it's a Jamaica problem. It's a Jamaica problem. I'm gonna play the rest of the video, and oh boy, I don't know if I can be shocked anymore. But right now I am shocked. I cannot believe what I am hearing. I knew the Jamaican women have this dominating spirit, but my goodness.
I beg your pardon, more dominating spirit, I beg your pardon.
Yes, Jamaican woman, you are very strong, free spirit. Free Spirit, you see the comment section. Free Spirit. They are talking about straight talk, eh? Straight talk is giving it straight.
You know. You know.
All right. And again, anyone wanna come up on screen to have this conversation, you are free to come up, or you can say your 2 cents in the comment section, and please give us a like, please. We'll go back to the video.
So much, right? I'm wondering if this is a government matter, because in the cases now where we have fathers who have been proven to be fathers, many of them are not doing what they ought to do. And I suppose that is already an issue. How do we fix that before we get into fixing this? Nadine, I want to come to you. I'm coming back to you, Sir Clark, but I want to know if you feel is this a government matter? Nadine?
Well, 2 things I want you to know. That in Jamaica, for a man's name to be on a child's birth certificate, he has to be there in person and he has to agree. It's not automatic that a man is assigned paternity. So already we have that hurdle that has been in our system already. There are
No. Me sorry.
No, that's true. If the man is not there, the hospital, them not give the baby the name.
Yeah, but hear this woman now. I know she's a lecturer of the prestigious University of the West Indies, but hear her now. Oh, we already have this thing set up. So as long as the man sign it and says fee.
But that's how it is in the States, you know. If you're not at the hospital when birth is being whatever, you can't sign the birth certificate.
Yeah, you have to sign that paper.
Yeah. And in Canada, how it works is that when the lady you give birth, it's online, you register the father and the mother name. So whether the man did it or not, the man could have probably even no same name upon birth paper.
Yeah,
you know
but
you have to sign it in Florida here.
Yeah, but straight talk. What I'm saying is that the man is talking about DNA, and this professor lady, she's saying that no man, as long as the man is there and him sign it, then it's okay, man. Don't worry about DNA. Him already says fee, so it's fee.
Yeah, him say fee, say they must have strong reason why he say fee. It must have. So you don't, okay, if you have a doubt in your mind, right, that a kid is not yours, are you gonna sign that paper?
Eh?
If you have a doubt in your mind that that kid is not your kid, are you gonna go to the hospital and sign that paper?
Listen, I bet all the time on Maury and Lowe's.
Yeah, but I'm saying, would you sign a paper if you have a doubt that the kid is not your? Are you gonna make them do a DNA first?
Whether doubt or no doubt, the DNA is necessary.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah.
Boy.
They're too orthodox, man. They're too orthodox.
I see the
take a picture of the
problem
baby and then go give your grandmother. Your grandmother can tell from far.
That's true. That's what they used to do for real. Yep. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. We're gonna listen some more. We're gonna listen some more. Jesus. This a woman is bad. No, sir. She bad.
a lot of people, there are a lot of children in Jamaica who don't have their father's name on their birth certificate. A man has to consent to a child's name being on the birth certificate. If a man at a point feels as if this child, I'm not quite sure, and in relationships, I think, and this is just me speaking off the bat here, couples know, I think, when they are not so sure. If at that point they can get a test, because that is what is happening now. A lot of people are calling on the resources that are available to work that out for themselves if they're in doubt. If it is that people are taken to the court, for example, people can use the court system to say, I'm not sure. So there are already systems in place to facilitate paternity testing. If you are unsure that a child is yours, you can take it to the court and say, let us work it out at the level of the court if the mother doesn't want to do so willingly. So systems are in place already. What we are discussing here is to say that at the birth of every Jamaican child, the government is going to then take over between consenting adults and decide paternity by a paternity test. No, that is wrong on so many levels in a free society, in a democracy. How does
people, me done. The woman said DNA test is wrong. Can you imagine? That is the problem. People like these are the problem in Jamaica, causing men so much heartbreak. The woman is saying that as long as the man says fame is fame, as long as the woman give man say take it and the man take it, then a fame.
That's not
Jesus.
so.
What a woman wicked.
Then the guy them, if somebody give a child and say, just like if they give $100 you take it, now you take it? So why you gonna sign the paper? You have a right to say, you know, unless you really willingly not know, not have no idea.
I say from I was birth. Never know. Jeez.
Well, you know, now it's all around us.
I can't watch no more, but I gotta play it.
Yeah,
But
please.
I can't watch no more. Jesus, please. No, sir. What a woman.
a government impose itself in relationships that way? What if there are relationships where people don't mind that the child that they are asked to father is not theirs? What is going to...
What a wicked... No, sir. No. What a wicked woman.
But she said they're not mine.
Of course the man mine. Of course he mine.
Okay, if you are... Look here, you listen to that video that I sent. That guy no mine had 3 kids and wife gave him 3 jackets. And he was upset at his sister, at his neighbor. That he said that's his kid, him love them. And he not care what nobody want to say. So
Free spirit.
mind, yes.
Free spirit.
Yes, sir.
If the man say him don't mind, he knows, and him say him don't mind, then him don't mind. But this woman is saying that if the man don't know, the man don't mind. That's what she's saying. She is a professor, and she's saying that if the man don't know son of him one, and him get it, and him take it, him don't mind. Can you imagine?
Jezebel,
Stop it.
Can't watch no more.
Stop it.
No, sir. No, sir.
Finish, but we finish here, lady, I said.
You know what I hear?
Yes, I want to finish here.
Yeah, man, press play.
And this is me then just citing examples of why this is problematic.
Look for my boy face. You can't believe what I hear. And she said it's problematic. What a woman. No, sir. All right. I gotta play it. Jeez.
You know, it's not automatic for every relationship, for every child born in Jamaica, where say, even if my partner and I are quite sure of our engagements, you're going to say we need a paternity test regardless.
I think what Mr. Clark is saying that it's important for the selfhood of the child, for the child to know early And for the father who, whether he's in doubt or no, I guess, to know.
No, me like the horse. Me like the horse. She is splitting the justice. So you see, people, guru families, free spirit, is not all Jamaican woman. And I know the whole of them. It's not all Jamaican women. But you see, this professor lady here, it's a problem.
Oh, sounds like that's the argument. Nadine, what say you?
May I answer? May I comment on some of what Nadine spoke about? The fact of the matter is that laws are laws, and once it is in law, then we have to pay attention and we have to do what the law says. Asking for paternity test to be at the beginning when the child is born. Once it becomes law, then you don't ask a person to be there. It is necessary because now we're asking that the father has to sign a document for his name to be on the birth certificate. So in essence, it's not that you are in doubt whether you're the father or not. We are saying we want to make sure as a government that you are the father. And once you are the father, it comes with other responsibility. When you go to court for child support, somewhere down in the life of the child, the judge is saying to you, go do a DNA test and come back to court so that the court can then proceed. I am saying, rather than wait until then, let us have it at the beginning, right at birth, and so the father will know, I am the father of this child. So whatever that is going to be done, whether it is a medical procedure, whether it is filing for a child, whether it be a court case, that birth certificate, when taken before the authority that requested it is going to say that Tom Jones is the father of Denny Brown. That is where I'm going with the picture. So I'm saying to us, ladies have nothing to fear. Ladies have nothing to fear. What we need to be is to be very and more responsible as adults when we are coexisting, however and wherever.
I have to jump in, Member of Parliament, because we have to go. We could continue this all day. Nadine, always great to see you. Thanks for being with us this morning.
He said ladies have nothing to fear. We did say we were fearful.
No, but he was saying that ladies have nothing to fear. But again, we have to move on. We have so much more to do here on Smile. Great to see a Member of Parliament. Great to see you, Nadine.
Thank you.